Okay, let's go. Crate training 101. You must have one puppy. You must have one crate. So for this, I've chosen the hard plastic crate. This is the one that Rip sleeps in over night time. This is the one I use in the vehicles when we're driving around, and I also have a wire crate in the garage should I need it. Okay, so very first thing that I do is I associate the inside of the crate with something nice. In this case, we've just got his breakfast allocation, although it is now lunchtime, so let's go with brunch. Real simple, just going to get him to enjoy being inside the crate. Now what you'll notice is every time I drop a piece of kibble, it creates a bit of a noise for the dog. So I use this in conjunction with my focus box work, and that sound becomes a cue to the dog that something good has just landed. And he'll go hunting for it to try and find it. Okay, so now that we're satisfied that he's quite happy inside, oh, on your face. We're satisfied that he's quite happy inside that section of crate. You can go ahead and add more or less food. In this case, while he's happy being in there, we're just going to let him have a little bit of playtime in there and have a little bit of fun, enjoy himself a little bit more while he's nice and hungry. So what does this actually do? This pairs being inside the crate with good feelings. He's now associating the crate with, if I go in there, I'm potentially going to get fed, which is what's happening right now. Can you do this without food? Absolutely you can. You can put a toy in there if you like. I'll just cross your path just there. So I can put his toy in there as well, if that's what he's more focused on. However, this puppy is more focused on having food. He's quite hungry, and you can see that he's anticipating and waiting for the food to arrive. So because he's quite happy in there, I'll just keep painting for it. And a little white dog as well. Here you go, bub. Poor old girl's deaf and blind, but she knows when the food's around. Okay, so I won't overfeed him too much. Now, what you'll notice with this crate is I can put the lid back on. Probably best if you don't have the puppy inside, if you've never done this before with them. Rip. So then what I can do is I can, he doesn't seem to care, so it's all good. Here you go, bud. So all I'm going to do is wait for him to go in there, and I'm going to put some more food in there. So you can see that he really doesn't care. Having said that, this is our third week of training. So we've done this every day since day one. You can see that he's quite happy to go in there. So you may need to take your time, and that's fine. Take your time. If your dog is not a happy little Vegemite inside, then take this lid off, keep working with the base until you get to the point where your puppy is as happy as Rip is here. Now, being hard plastic, it's quite a slippery surface. So what you may need to be aware of is the surface of the crate inside there and how it affects your puppy. So if your puppy is not that environmentally stable in terms of strange new surfaces, it is a little bit slippery and they can't get grip, so some dogs may show a little bit of hesitancy in there. You can put a towel in. Here's one I prepared earlier. if Rip's going to let me get him out of there, because he has such a good time inside this crate. Now Rip sleeps inside this crate of a night time. Will he whinge in there? Yes, he will, and I'll show you that in a minute and what we're doing. Yeah, you can put a crate in there. Oh, sorry, you can put a towel in there inside the crate. That way the puppy won't slip and slide around as much. Okay, so tuck in so we don't get any limbs caught. Or even the cat wants to come and play. Okay, so we'll lock that back up again. Can I have that towel, mate? Can I have that? Thank you. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put the gate on. If you'll let me. So we can put the gate on, but we leave it open. It's just something else that the puppy has to deal with. He's quite happy. You're hungry. He's quite happy going inside. I can close that, just watch the tail. I can close it, reopen it again, and keep paying for being inside there. And he's nice and happy in there. So now I can close it proper. Now with that closed, I can still feed him through there. I've got these side pieces as well, so that he's quite happy inside there. Now, what you're going to find is if you were to walk away right now, he is going to be a little bit upset with me and he's going to protest. Even at this stage of his development, these dogs are real people dogs. So he wants to be around me all the time. And if he's nice and quiet in there, then I'll allow him to come out. If he was not quiet and he was whinging and whining, we're going to ignore the dog. Just ignore it. I know it's going to be difficult. Trust me, this puppy has a very healthy set of lungs on him. So some people will see this as bribery. I see this as laying the foundations for when I don't have to feed him inside the crate. Will I fade the food away? Yes, I will. Do I always need to feed him inside there? Definitely not. Does it help? Well, it's not going to hinder it, is it? I'm going to give him good feelings inside this crate. Just like this. Now I'm going to close this up and I'm just going to walk out of the room for a sec. And let's see if he whinges and protests and carries on. So as you can see there, he's protesting because he wants to come out. I'm just going to ignore him. Now I don't just want him to be quiet, I want him to settle. Like I said, he's got a very healthy set of lungs. So we're just going to wait for him to settle down. Because what he's worried about is I'm not coming back. That's what he's worried about. So he also needs to learn that just because he's protesting doesn't mean that I am going to come to his rescue. I'm not going to engage with him in any way. I'm not going to look at him. I'm not going to talk to him. He can hear me in the background. He can still see me. He can still hear me. But until he's actually calm, then we won't interact with him again. So we do this every day. God knows what the neighbours think. Now it's important to create a routine so that the puppy goes away, like I say, rip of a nighttime, sleeps inside that crate, and he definitely doesn't protest this much. Because it's a routine and he understands that everyone's going to bed, so he needs to settle and go to sleep. Which he does quite easily and quite quickly. Now, once he quietens down and settles like that, we're going to come back into the room. We're not going to go straight to him because I don't want him to learn that when I come into the room, it's playtime. So I'm just going to have a sit down in front of him and we will see once he calms back down again. Oh, and I've got a delivery guy. Good timing. So this is an anxiety-driven behaviour. He's stressed. He wants out. They are very people-orientated dogs. Some dogs will settle really quickly and others will not. So what this dog needs to understand is when he's on his own, he's okay and he's fine. I don't want to create any kind of separation anxiety in this dog, so when I put him away somewhere and I leave the room, he needs to know that I am coming back. He needs to self-regulate his emotions. And you would have heard, I'll play this video in its entirety, you would have heard that he started to settle and then he just wound himself back up again. So once he's calm and he's not making that little whining noise anymore, that's when I will let him out. So when I let him out of the crate, I'm just going to ignore him. I'm not going to play with him. I'm not going to wind him up. I'm just going to let him do his thing around me. What I don't want to create is that arousal around the event of opening the door. So that's calm enough for me. So I'm just going to open it up, let him out, and then I'm just going to ignore him. And if he wants to go back in there, then you can have some more brunch. And so it continues. Now, ordinarily, I'll have a little Kong in there. It's got some food with a bit of peanut butter on the ends just to give him something to chew on, just so he's just not completely on his own. He's actually got something in there to self-soothe on. I don't leave anything in there that they can choke on, especially if I'm going to leave them in there for an hour or so. So we're not going to respond to that whingy, whiny behaviour. He'll only get rewarded if he's calm. So what do I use the crate for? I use it for toilet training. I use it for safety and security, especially for a couple of my Rottweilers. If I have guests over, if the kids have friends over, then I will crate those dogs. And they've done it their whole lives, so they're quite happy to be in and out. All right, let's come down here so you can see. Can you not, mate? Thank you. No. Oh my goodness. You're a pest. Now you can use something a little more higher value. Rip and actually enjoys his kibble. And as you can see, he's decided to go off and play with one of his toys. Little dog, you're in the photo. Come on. Hop out of the way. So now he's lost a bit of interest in the crate, which is fine. He's playing with his toy. So now that I've actually fed him as much as I have, I'm going to go ahead and take him outside for a toilet break before we start our next session. All right, I hope that was helpful for you. I'll continue to post updates on where I'm at with him and his training. And if you want to keep watching, you'll see his progress. All right, until next time, thanks for watching.